How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Ty_Drums here, bringing you guys a new episode of Wandering Alcoholics Reviews with a cool camera angle, so that way you guys can check out the bottles I got here in question, because today we're going to be doing a liquor comparison. But not just any sort of liquor comparison, folks. We've got ourselves some vodka, Ketel 1, Botanical, Grapefruit, and Rose, going up against some original Soju from Jinro. Now, we've just started getting into Soju. I just tried it over the weekend. It is awesome. Definitely an interesting flavor to get used to. So I thought, why not put this up against the Botanical? Because the Botanical vodka by itself is okay. I feel like this is mostly meant to be used in mixed drinks because you can really get the Botanical mouthfeel and the flavor when you mix this with a nice fruit juice. And this also mixes decently well. I mean, they use Soju in cocktails at many different places, and I feel like this would go well. Maybe not as good as the Ketel 1, though, because the Ketel 1 is definitely, you can just feel and taste the difference when you add in the Ketel 1 to the mixed drink. But with these two, we're having these neat. We're going to see which is the better one to have by itself. And this should be an interesting one here. So, there's not much of a description for the Soju, for Jinro, or I'm saying Jinro. But these guys have been around since 1924, 100 years of Soju making. And it says on the back, the world's #1 selling spirits, in Soju, in parentheses. So, they are the world's #1 leading Soju sellers. Very cool. Now, when it comes to this bottle, this is a special botanical series from Ketel 1, Real Botanicals, Fresh Taste, made with vodka distilled with real botanicals and infused with natural flavors. And there is a good description on the back here, and I'm just going to read it to you guys. Thank you for reading our back label. My brother and I have put our hearts and souls into this botanical series. Try it with soda water for a deliciously fresh taste experience. We think we've achieved something very special. Like you, we care about what's in the bottle, so we use real ingredients with no sugar, artificial sweetness, or flavors. The enticing fresh taste of Ketel 1 Botanical is created by carefully distilling our vodka with real botanicals and infusing it in a natural fruit essence at our Nole family distillery in Schiedam, Holland. So if you're in the neighborhood, please come and visit. We'd be happy to show you around. All right, so this is all natural. They use real botanicals. They have fruit essence, it says on this. A natural fruit essence infusion. I think that's very interesting. So they're infusing the grapefruits in real time. So that's all we need to know about it. So let's go ahead. Let's get our shot glasses here. We've got our war glass. We're going to get our vodka poured into this one. It has a really nice smell, this does. Very nice smell. Very fresh, very floral. Very good scent. And now for the pirate glass, we're going to pour our Soju. Mostly a sweet vodka-y kind of taste. You know, a lot of vodka, they use neutral grains. They use potato grain and a lot of that. So it's a similar smell from vodka to Soju. Now, let's go ahead. Have our first sip. This is going to be of the Botanical vodka. It's a very interesting taste. It's not that sweet. Very botanical, though. Almost like you were to actually bite into a flower. And that's what I think is very interesting yet off-putting about shooting this vodka by itself. Yeah, because you're getting, like, not a lot of actual flavor. You're getting this kind of wall of botanical. And the botanical flavor, normally it's not super strong, but when you have a lot of it, the flavor intensity is decent. But the actual flavor itself, it's like, the rose flavor itself, it's like the rose petal, is there's not too much of that flavor. So you're getting very light grapefruit and mostly this botanical taste. And really, it's just a very unique experience. I can see why they'd want to drink this with the soda water because you'll be having this fresh, invigorating taste, but it really needs that extra mixer to, really stand out on its own, at least for the Botanical vodka here. Now we're going to have ourselves a little sip, and we are going to continue on, this time with our Soju here. And this is the unflavored Soju. Let's see if the unflavored can beat the flavored spirit. I almost said whiskey. Why do I say whiskey? I don't even drink whiskey anymore that much. Cheers. All right. So right off the bat, the Soju is much easier to go down. And that's because this Soju bottle is half the percentage that the Ketel one. Actually, no, I think it is 10% less. Yes, because the Botanical is 30% ABV. The Soju is 20.1% ABV. The Soju is super smooth to go down, easy to drink, and almost milky. Not in the sense of taste, but in the sense of not the heaviness of the milk, but that slight milkiness. Maybe it is a little bit in the taste. Like the feel, the sweetness is like a milky sweet potato kind of going on. It is very unique as well. Both of these spirits are quite unique in the fact that they have a light, sweet flavor going, or not even sweet flavor, like a light but noticeable flavor going on. With the Soju, it's the sweetness from the sweet potato, and neutral grains, whereas with the Botanical, it's the sweetness of the natural rose flavor with the natural grapefruit as well. So this should be a very interesting comparison. Now, I think for these two spirits, it's going to be very easy to judge based on our 3-round process: flavor, body, and final rating. When it comes to the flavor, it is a tough one. The Soju has a very interesting taste to it. That sweetness can be a little off-putting at times because it's not sweet enough, but the flavor's still there, so it's kind of makes my stomach give a little question mark up in there. Whereas with the Ketel One, the flavor of the Ketel One is more pronounced. There's just more flavor going on here, but is the flavor good as compared to just the naturalness of the Soju? Personally, I feel like I get a little bit more down with the Ketel One Botanical flavor, just because the milky sweetness of the Soju is something that I have to get used to more, like an acquired taste, if you will. Otherwise, I would say both taste pretty decent. This one, I could get past the rose Botanical flavor more than I can with the sweet potato milkiness of this one. Now, when it comes to the body, easily has to go to the Soju. The Soju is incredibly smooth and easy to drink. The Botanical has a nice burn to it, but it kind of gets in the way of the flavor distribution, in my opinion. That burn comes in right before the end of the sip, and you start to notice it more than the Botanical taste. So that, to me, means the body of this, it's cleaner, it's more straightforward, easier to drink, so you get more of that natural flavor. I gotta give it to the Soju from Jinro for round 2. This brings us to round 3. We're gonna have a shot, once again, of each of these, and I will give you guys my final rating as well as the winner of this competition here. We still have a little bit of Soju. We could do some cocktails if we were to try that out, because I know that was something I mentioned in one of the previous videos, is wanting to make some cocktails with the Soju. And also a little bit with the Ketel One as well. We don't want to waste this on just neat shots. This is perfect for mixing. I cannot stress that enough. Night and day difference when you put that in a beverage versus drinking it by itself. Let's start with the Soju once again. Let's really get a good swig of this. Really see what's in here. All right. It's weird how that flavor makes my stomach kind of a little unsettled, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just something I have to get more used to. The sake, I think, is more like vodka. Burns more. This is more on the calm side. The yin and the yang, if you will, in terms of the Soju and the sake. But now let's go on to the Botanical vodka. All right. I have made my decision. And it's a tough one. One of these drinks is silky smooth, could go perfectly with just about anything. A nice solid spirit. The other one is a truly exceptional product that goes beyond normal conventional spirits with its just ability to, that mouthfeel of the way it goes down is something that you notice even when it's mixed into another drink. And in my opinion, I'm going to choose for the winner the drink that does more for me. And the winner, it's got to be the Ketel One Botanical. This was a close one. I feel like the flavor in this is just a bit more, standable. I don't even know if that's a word. A bit more bearable than with the Soju. The body of the Soju, of course, is really smooth. But even so, what I love about this bottle is that when you put this in a cocktail, you can feel not even just the burn, but also the botanical feel. And that is something that you guys will have to try to understand. Try the shot out to really get what I'm talking about. Because you feel not just the burn of the alcohol, but this botanical, it's like a trail that goes down your tongue of just like this botanically, florally kind of flavor that's going on. And I think it's very cool mouthfeel that would definitely make this bottle stand out compared to other vodka bottles. And I think the Botanical series by Ketel One is a great experiment. Now, that doesn't mean this Soju isn't good. I think this Soju is actually pretty great. I just personally prefer the flavored Soju over the original. And I feel like that the flavored Soju would definitely smoke the Ketel One Botanical if we were to have the Ketel One Botanical neat versus the flavored Soju neat. But if we were to take a Ketel One cocktail and mix it with that flavored Soju, we could get something very, very special. But that's going to have to be for a different episode and a different time. Guys, we've been going on here for a while. I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this comparison. I think we got a bit more Ketel One. So we're going to end this with a Ketel One shot. A teeny little bit here. But I have been Ty_Drums. I'm signing off. And as always, remember to pillage responsibly, my friends. It's skäl. All right. Take care, y'all.